She's holding the bear.
This is video out of Asheville, North Carolina on Tuesday, where people are pulling bear cubs out of a tree to take selfies with them. North Carolina has a population of around 20,000 bears. And here outside of this apartment complex, you can see these people pluck these little cubs out of the tree as though they were fresh apples.
Very traumatic to be pulled out of a tree like that.
That's a biologist with the state's Wildlife Resources Commission, who got to the scene after reports of this video to find one remaining cub on site.
We did follow up with the people who pulled the bear out of the tree. We did confront them on site that day. We let them know how irresponsible and potentially deadly it could be for that cub to be separated from its mom.
The cub she came across was unharmed and placed in a rehab facility. And as noted by this former director of Help Asheville Bears, he's not pleased with this apparent lack of respectful coexistence with nature over such a trivial manner.
All for a selfie.
Total selfishness. This is not what we talk about when we talk about coexisting.
Of course, it's easy to understand the instinct to want to snap a cool selfie showing off your cool life. But experts actually believe that selfie-related deaths are a growing problem in society. Last year, a guy in India was, quote, relieving himself when he spotted elephants coming out of a forest. And when he approached them for a selfie, they obliged. And by obliged, I mean they charged, gored, and trampled him to death. And that incident hasn't even made this Wikipedia list of 200 plus selfie-related injuries and deaths from over the years. Sure, it's Wikipedia and I can just add it myself, but I'm lazy and I'd rather just let this guy who's edited a third of the English Wikipedia get to it whenever he gets the chance. Thanks, Steve. Multiple academic studies, from the Journal of Travel Medicine to the Journal of Medical Internet Research, have cited everything from Instagram-worthy locales to being in the vicinity of wild animals as contributing to this emerging public health problem of fully preventable deaths by photo. And that's not to mention that some animals are fully capable of taking selfies themselves. These monkey selfies made their way into the Wikimedia Commons, which led to a legal battle that ended up ruling that animals can't legally hold copyrights. An entire affair that, quote, ruined the life of the photographer whose equipment was used in these selfies, and even led him to want to become a dog walker or tennis coach, before Condé Nast acquired his life rights to the monkey selfie movie that might be on the way, as of 6 years ago. Anyway, back in North Carolina, our wildlife types observe that even though a situation like pulling little bears out of a tree and letting them run around so you can take a photo with them in an apartment complex is pretty rare, this whole thing should serve as a learning experience, as an example of something you should not do.
Super high anxiety. I feel bad for the cubs.
To have, someone blatantly intervene with wildlife like this.
I feel bad for the ignorance of those people.
Authorities are still figuring out if any charges will be filed here. But you know what? It could have been much worse. At least these people didn't eat all their porridge.